Hi, everybody. It's 7:22 a.m. on August 22nd, 2023. Okay, I want to point this out to you guys. You notice how this looks like an eye? This is shaped as an eye. This is shaped as a circle representing an eye, a shape of an eye, like the mind's eye. This down here looks like a mouth. And where he stands is like the nose, right? So it's very interesting how they even set up these game shows. There's others. It's like when you go to a concert, they'll have a big eye in the back. Remember on X Factor, I showed you, they had a big eye in the back, and the people are playing on stage. There's a lot of things in the Emmys and the Grammys and stuff where they have a big eye in the back. It's very interesting of this world of what they're trying to show us, but nobody talks about this. No one sees the layout of the land. No one looks at what they're trying to say. And if you look at this really closely, it's like a family feud, right? And if you look in, the biblical times, the family feuds. And it's also picking our brain, right? We're trying to guess. We got an answer, we got a question, and you got to figure out the answer by guessing what it could be, right? So in other words, it's challenging our minds. It's challenging this AI system right here that's in our third eye. So King Solomon, so interesting. So King Solomon, which soul is the name of our son. O is our mind's eye, and Mon is man. Solo man, right? So it's in our mind's eye. Let's see here if I can pull out this one. Right there. It's a solo man. So it's like when you look at Family Feud, you're looking at the right eye, the left eye, in the middle, and then you got the mouth, and right there, nose. Nose is like saying Nostradamus or nosy, right? Even I think it's Batman, the older Batman in I think the 60s and 70s or whatever it was, when they go into the Batcave, right? In the Batcave, they would ask a question to this computer in the Batcave, and it would kick out an answer. Or they put samples in it or send samples through it, and it would kick out an answer. So it's like saying the Batcave is our mind's eye. Go to your closet, go to your secret room, or go to your room and pray and speak to God. Go to your closet and speak to God. So again, it's all happening within inside of us. There's another image I was seeing in my mind's eye last night, and I want to share with you if I can try to draw it out here. So if Earth is this big eye shape, and you got this eye, it's kind of like a disc, right? The Akashic records of the hall, Akashic records, let's see here, Akashic records, or records are disc. It's really interesting how you can look at a record, because a record could be a disc, like a compact CD disc that you put in your computer, or how we started out, with the big, or the 33 records, or when we started out with the big album records that record information, or I remember back in the 80s where there was this like big compact disc, like a very huge compact disc that you slide in to play movies. Very interesting. And of course, we have the the cassette, and then we had the 8-track tape player. So it's about, the RAM. When I say the RAM, the GOAT, the RAM is random access memory, like in our computer. Oh, that's interesting. Look at the search engine today. Let's see if I can zoom in on it. It looks like, I'm not sure what it looks like. It looks like a bouquet of flowers or something. Trying to figure out what's in the middle there. It kind of looks like some type of crystal, or maybe a cat. I can't really tell. But very interesting, right? So anyway, I just want to do a quick video from our, from how we're learning and sharing. Sharing is caring. The image I was seeing. So we have the dome. If you look in the, there's lots of videos out there that show from the 1950s, the Britain Botanica, and I think the other, but there's another Britannica encyclopedia, the older ones. Those, before they got rid of them out of the public eye, a lot of people have them in their homes, like their grandparents still have them and stuff. And so this guy opened it up, and it shows that back then in the 1950s, and I think that's quite interesting because it seemed like when Roswell, when the aircraft of Roswell fell from the sky, the UFO, right? All of a sudden, the whole Earth system changed, right? Kind of like the full people. And if we look at our timeline now, we have all these UFOs everywhere, right? And we're looking, and the topic of Earth is it really, this is not a very good drawing. I was trying to draw a dome over the top of this disc. It's like this disc, but down below it's like a globe. When you look at a globe, like a snow globe, you've got like this rock down below, right, that holds up. It's like a mount. Kind of like a temple mount. Interesting, right? A temple. Oh, interesting. When you think of Temple Mount, the Temple Mount would be the temple mind's eye and the mount. I wonder if this is considered the mount. The temple mount, the temple in the throat, the mind's eye and the soul. Oh, in the temple law. I don't know. Interesting. But what I was seeing is that there's this disc, and it goes so far up, and then there's this dome over this disc. Now, so again, it's like this is space and time. Very interesting. And remember, the speed of the records from the old days was 33 for the big records, and then 45s records. Oh, that's so interesting, right? Because there's 9, and then you got 33, like the 33 vertebrae, the dragon rising up. Okay. And then when you see JA, when we go jaw, it's not jaw because the J has the H sound, so it's ha. Interesting. I wanted to mention that too because it's very important. So Lord Jesus, the dragon, in our mind's eye. Where was I going with this? I lost my. What I was seeing in my mind's eye was this dome, this glass dome that was covering the top part of it here, and everything was inside this dome. Let's see here. What else was that? Man, I lost my concentration because I went somewhere else. Okay. But the whole point is when we look at Earth from from the oldest British Britannica, they showed the Earth as this flat disc like thing, right? So when people go, ah ha ha, flat Earth, well, if we look at it, the Earth truly, it's still round, right? Like a sphere, like an eyeball. You got the North Pole right here at the top in the center that has a hole that goes into Earth. And then, so you got this dome. Too bad I couldn't get the dome. And then you got the sun, and then you've got the North Star. So, Solomon's star, if I can draw that out right. And then you got the moon, right? You can go half moon, something like that. Or it could be Sol, O, moon. The star is like right up here in our mind's eye, like the dragon egg. Because remember, this is our spine going up. It looks like a candlestick. It also looks like one of those devices that Doctor Who carries in his hand. And then down here is our lower, our tailbone. And it has like this square, or it's kind of a different shape in the middle of our tailbone. Remember, this is where our stomach growls. This is where it growls like, a dragon. This is where the dragon rises, the chi rises. It even looks like a thermometer. It's like a furnace, right? Chim chimney, chim chim tree. The tailbone and the lizard brain, because the lizard or the reptilian brain, or dragon, because they all have scales. Fish has scales. The two Pisces is quite interesting because it's our right leg and our left leg. Huh, interesting, right? Our feet represent the two fish. I gotta clean my blanket. I have an old blanket down here that I always put my feet on. So anyway, if looking back at the original, what the Earth looks like, it's literally like, I think that's the purpose of the Avengers with Sean Connery and Uma Thurman, because in Sean Connery's house, he's kind of like the evil villain. He's got this whole big display of water globes, and he's working on this, the weather, right? He can create weather. So in his laboratory, he's also got these big globes that have these little worlds that happen in them. That's what I want. It's like, so my body is standing like this, right? On the earth, right here, the earth plane. So my body's standing right here. It's like saying that I've got 3 seeds planted on the ground: Judaism, Christianity, and Islam. And up above, at the top, I have 3 brains: the emotional brain, the dragon brain, and the lymphatic brain. So it's like a 3-pronged fork too. But what I was seeing is that my feet were, planted on the ground, right? So I'm attached to the ground, and I'm also attached to with the 3 branches at the ceiling of the planet, of the glass ceiling. So it's like, it shows what I see in my eye was I reached all the way to the firmament like a tree. I grew all the way to the firmament, so I'm attached to the firmament, and I'm attached to the ground. So if you look at it, it's 3 and 3. Another sign of 33. But what but the whole purpose of, I think, of that vision, or that, I don't want to say vision, I would just want to say what popped into my mind was me. You remember how on the land they show all these big bluffs or whatever, but these big bluffs like in Arizona and other parts of the world, I think Southern Oregon, Washington, all over the world, they look like these big giant trees that were just cut down. So that was popping in my mind too. It's like an ancient tree. You're growing so much that you reach to the top of the firmament, and I think that's what that might be cutting down the tree because you've reached the glass ceiling. I don't know. But anyway, I just wanted to throw out there and get you guys' opinion of how this world, the stage programs us, even on the game shows and concerts. On concerts, you'll see a big eye in the background too. Um, I don't know, pretty interesting. Tell me what you think. Tell me if you've noticed it, because all this is programming. It's subliminal programming, and how many people actually realize this and look at this, or do they just go win money and play the game and stuff like that? I mean, how observant are we looking at the mere reflection of our world to us? Like they want us to fear the AI system, but then and they call it cloud computing, right? So everything goes up in the cloud. But if you look in our body, we are cloud computing, considering we are the apple. Remember, this was created from the human body. All the electronics were created, the AI system, this computer, the RAM, random access memory, the ROM, read-only memory. So ROM is like saying Rome. It's your heart, because you can't, your heart is Father, so you can't change Father. Okay, so yeah, I just wanted to mention that too, and then tell you about that 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 image that popped in my mind. That's the word I want to use. The image that popped in was literally showing me planted with 3 seeds on the bottom of the earth on the foot plane where I'm at right now, which is kind of like the Goldilocks zone. And because I can thrive in the Goldilocks zone, but if I go too far up into the atmosphere, I'll either freeze to death or burn up. And if I go too far into down below it, into the earth, then the same thing happens. You get too cold, or you get closer to the center of the earth, right, which is the core, and then you heat up, or down to the lava pits or whatever. But it's so interesting how when we look at the Goldilocks zone, we are actually living in the Goldilocks zone. And I think on I Pet Goat 2, with the girl that's sitting in the sun, like in the sun in the classroom, and she drops the apple and it rolls, she's got Goldilocks in her hair. Her hair is Goldilocks. So it's really quite interesting. But anyway, I wanted to throw that image out of us like being planted with the pentaton, the 3 prongs hitting the top of the ceiling of Earth, the glass ceiling, and then 3 into the Earth itself. So it shows this giant tree. And the reason why I got that image is that in the movie Avengers with Sean Connery, in his laboratory with these globes, he's got these trees that are connected to the bottom of the land. In these little globes, it shows like trees connected to the bottom of the land, and they're connected to the top of the vault of that sphere within that little world. And then there's some spheres that have active tornadoes going in them, and all kinds of interesting things. So it's like when we look at this world, we can look at it, as how we're growing. We're like a tree of life, expanding in this reality of this time and space. So I'm spending time, and this is how the world run is on time. For time is generations, time is timelines, like a time machine, possibly. Maybe that's what we're living in, is a big time machine. But anyway, I'll stop it right there. I just wanted to mention that and tell you guys about that. This right here and how our world is actually showing us, right, of what's playing out. This also looks like Mickey Mouse as well, with his face, these ears, except for that. But that could be representing his mind's eye. Anyway, I'll get back to what I was doing. I'll let you guys have a great day. Have a good Tuesday. I do believe it's Tuesday, right? Right. Yep, it's Tuesday. Okay, have a great day.